Hello guys, thank you for tuning in to another video, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the new Madison Scare Park trailer from Spirit Halloween for the 2025 Halloween season, as well as taking a look at the 5 new props that they just released with the kind of update that we have got from Spirit about this year's theme. So, the video we got from Spirit Halloween was them basically showing a bit more of what was in the original teaser we got leaked. So, instead of just cutting the clips of the animatronics out, they just left them in there, and we got that in this video. Now, I think that we're going to get more videos to come because this one was awfully short and didn't even show us all of the props for this year. There has been a few things leaked here and there. I'm not going to go too much into that, because that's not really what this video is about. So in this little bit of a teaser video that we got from Spirit Halloween, we can see the mutant sewer rat, we can see the Valak animatronic, the electrified corpse, and the night owl. Let me check the official name. Yes, so the night owl animatronic. Now, we did not see the two-faced Teddy animatronic in this teaser, or at least the one that I have on my phone, the one that I've been seeing. But he was released with this drop, so I don't know really what to say. But from what we have seen so far, this is super cool, and that clearly this is not all the animatronics Spirit Halloween will be releasing in their 2025 lineup. And this is something I think, since they didn't have a flagship grand opening, they're going to work their way through the season up until they open stores, and that's how they're going to release these props, kind of in like mini lines, if I do say so myself. And for this first initial little drop, I think all these props are cool, with the exception of 1 or 2. So let's start talking about the 5 props that we have seen from Spirit Halloween so far. First is the mutant sewer rat. Now this guy is super cool. I was kind of nervous. I thought he was going to look really bad and just not be good animatronic. I feared that they would make him say some really cheesy lines, but they didn't. They literally just made him a giant sewer rat, basically. I guess it is a mutant sewer rat because he's huge, but this character is phenomenal, super cool. I love the concept of just a giant rat. I like giant animals in the first place, rodents, insects, arachnids, those types of creatures. When you make them giant, are just cool looking, and I can't say anything really negative about the sewer rat animatronic because it is just one of those props that's amazing. It's so amazing, I actually ended up purchasing it, and it shouldn't be here too much longer, at least a week from the time I'm recording this video, so stay tuned for that video as well, coming soon. Next, we have the Valak animatronic. Now, Valak is the evil nun character from the Conjuring movies, or the Conjuring series, whatever you want to call it. The mech is very interesting because it does look like it has a back stand that actually houses the mech, that pushes the character forwards, which I think is interesting. And this is something you would see more with a professional grade prop, which means she might be pneumatic. No, I can't say anything. This is just like what I can tell you from what I've seen before and what I'm seeing with this prop, which honestly, if this was a pneumatic prop, I think this would be the right step, right direction for Spirit to be taking it. If it's not a pneumatic prop, I don't understand why they can't just do the Free Hugs clown mech, because the movement does look sort of similar. But who knows? This is just what I have seen from the video. Besides that, though, the character itself looks super cool. The sculpt looks pretty decent, and I can't say anything really negative about this prop, because we haven't really seen it been done, except for Halloween costumes came out with the Valak this year. But I don't know if they're the same prop, so I guess we'll learn with time, maybe. But yeah, so on to the next prop. The next prop I want to talk about is the electrified corpse. Now, I was very excited to see this one come back, and honestly, I was hoping they would take the character and bring it to a new level, maybe change up some of the things with the old one. they didn't, which is okay. The old one's definitely cool. I do like the old one, but there are a few things that I wish they would have changed, that would have made it slightly better in my opinion, but that's besides the point. This character is awesome, tried and true to the original. Electrified corpse definitely has startled me every time I've walked by it, even though knowing it was there. I don't know if it's because the sensor on the spirit props, they're just not super accurate, so it's kind of random, or just how loud it is, or how loud it was when I was near it. But definitely a cool prop, and one that maybe I'll pick up later in the season if I get a discount coupon or something where it's super cheap, because for how cool it is, I don't think it is worth a $150. I think it's more of like $99 around that area. But yeah, definitely a cool prop, and really can't say anything is wrong with this guy, because it's just awesome. Now, the final two are going to be a bit of a curveball. I don't think you guys would have expected me to think this way about these two final props, but I want to start off with saying the next prop is Two-Faced Teddy. Now, I've said all the time that I don't like, or don't really like or care for clowns because they're overdone, with the exclusion of the Killer Clowns from Outer Space style clowns. I think those are awesome, but I kind of have a different opinion about Two-Faced Teddy. I think he's super cool. I like the black and orange paint job, just very Halloween-esque, gives Halloween vibes. Super cool. I actually like the character. I like the idea of the sort of Poor George, how his head flipped. I like that they did this on a normal clown where he's just, I think that's super cool. They did use the same head from Poor George, or at least that's what it looks like, which I don't really care too much. It's nothing too obvious. You would have to actually look into it. The paint job is different, so it also makes it harder to tell. But overall, I actually like this clown, which feels kind of strange to say, but I do like the Two-Faced Teddy clown. Nothing I would purchase, but for a clown animatronic, this has got to be one of my favorites. Finally, for my least favorite animatronic of this drop, it is the Night Owl. Now, I did say earlier in this video that I like large animals, especially insects, arachnids, and rodents. And, well, I gotta say, I do like the concept of a giant owl. I think the execution on this guy is just very, very, very poor. It looks like you took a very cheap dollar store or Walmart skeleton owl that you could purchase. I've actually purchased a few of them and changed them up, but it looks like they purchased one of those and just supersized it and threw creepy cloth over the wings, and I don't think that really cuts it anymore, especially in the consumer grade area of the Halloween animatronics, because we're getting stuff from Home Depot that's got servos and at least 7 motions, like the eyes are moving, and then Spirit kind of plops this down on the table. Now, if this is supposed to be a introductive animatronic, if you're trying to just get into it, I think you're better off getting the electrified corpse, because I still just don't think that the Night Owl, even though it's 6 feet tall, it just doesn't cut it. You can't make everything big and it just becomes amazing. Like with the sewer rat, they made it massive. 4 feet tall is pretty big for a rat, but it still is good. Like, they kind of just made this owl bigger, and to be honest, I didn't even notice it was an owl until I actually had to look at it. Like, from a quick glance when I saw it, I didn't even know what it was. I saw that it had creepy cloth wings, but to me, this is something that Big Lots would come out with, and not Spirit Halloween, and I guess that kind of just says something for the prop in itself. So enough of my little rant. That is why I don't really care for the 6-foot Night Owl, but overall, I think this line, for the most part, was all good props. Pretty glad that Spirit Halloween is bringing back the subway theme. Very cool. I liked it when it first came out. I'm probably gonna still like it even now. Props aside, I think the theme is amazing, and I can't wait to see it in stores, because that is just going to be another amazing year at Spirit Halloween. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and as always, make sure to stay spooky. That's
that's all for today, guys. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you considered liking the video and subscribing to the Drop Dead Spector YouTube channel for more Halloween content year-round. And as always, make sure to stay spooky.